All right, a live look outside the federal courthouse in New York City, where Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend and accuser, Cassie Ventura, spent another day on the stand, this time being cross-examined by Combs' lawyers. I want to bring in CNN's Kara Skinnell. She's been closely covering the case from inside the courtroom. We're also joined by defense and trial attorney Misty Marris. Kara, first to you. Take us through today's cross-examination.
Well, Ventura is still on the witness stand, has been on it all day long as Combs' lawyers get their first chance to question her. And what they've done today is they brought up a number of text messages between Ventura and Combs, going back to the very beginning of their relationship, when they were effusively affectionate, telling each other that they loved each other. And when they first began discussing these freak-offs, those were the sexual encounters that prosecutors say were part of the sex trafficking operation. Back in the beginning, Ventura is saying on these text messages, "I'm always ready to freak off." And then as late as 2017, she said, "I love our freak-offs when we both want it." His lawyers are trying to suggest that she has brought this up a number of times and that she was not being coerced and forced into these sexual activities. Well, in that last exchange, Combs' attorney had asked her about that message where she said, "I'm always ready to freak off," and Ventura testified that she said those were just words at that point, because earlier she had testified that she was afraid of Combs and afraid he would physically assault her if she did not engage in these freak-offs. But then Combs' lawyers pointed out those were words that you said to him, trying to underscore to the jury that the information Combs was receiving was that Ventura was voluntary in these actions. Another big topic was drug use. Ventura just testified that Combs had overdosed on painkillers in February of 2012. She also said that when Combs was going through withdrawal, he became very irritated, and when he was both in withdrawal and on drugs, that was when some of the most violent times in their relationships occurred. So his team, again, trying to say that this was part of a domestic violence between both of them in a loving relationship, and that Combs was often fueled by drugs. They asked Ventura why'd she sent a photo of her injuries to Combs, asking in a text message, "Do you remember?" And Ventura said that, yes, it was true that Combs sometimes did not remember the physical beatings that he had imposed on her. So really his team here trying to underscore what their defense is, which is that this was a consensual sexual activity and that the physical violence was something that was due to infidelity and jealousy. We heard a lot about infidelity and dating from both sides, and also fueled some of these domestic violence that they say was on both sides. Casey?
So, Misty, here's some of what we learned today. We saw that in a text from 2009, Diddy says that he wants Cassie to feel safe, to let go and be comfortable with him. And this is what she wrote back, quote, "I have to trust you beyond it just being sexual. In order for me to be more open with the things we do in bed, I need to feel safe, like home." What is the strategy of the defense in bringing these text messages to light?
Yeah, the defense in opening statements foreshadowed that the text messages were going to paint a different picture about their relationship. And it's all about this idea of consent versus coercion. And this relates to the freak-offs because the sex trafficking statute says engaging in commercial sex through force, fraud, or coercion. So that commercial sex is the freak-offs. So what the defense is doing, they had some vulnerabilities in Ventura's direct examination when prosecutors elicited that in the past couple of days, where she said she engaged in these acts sometimes to keep him happy because it gave them one-on-one time. And what the defense is doing is going back in time, strategically using the electronic record, contemporaneous text messages from the time to show the state of mind of both parties. Was Ventura consenting to this sexual contact, even though it might sound strange to others? Was it just part of their romantic relationship fraught with domestic violence, or was it coercion? And so the defense is now going through these text messages to show what was being said at the time, not in retrospect, at the time this was happening.